Well, hey, I wanted to show you guys a Biolite from start to finish. If you're familiar with the Biolite little camp stove, it's a neat little thing. And I just got the whole package. You can get a package deal for, I think it's $2.14. You get everything you see here, and then there's some little covers, canvas package that will hold all this stuff. This is neat. I thought I'd kind of do some close-ups, and you can see each individual piece and how it works. This just has some feet on it that fold out. Now it's actually three pieces of stainless. There's an outside cover, there's an inside you can see a kind of a solid piece that wraps the inside, and then inside of that, and I'll do some angles here, maybe we got enough light, you can see that there's holes. So what happens is you put this little fan unit on here, which we'll show next, and it blows air up inside of here. I think you can see that good enough. And then it comes into this inside chamber and kind of swirls and then comes out. So that helps to keep your fire going and burn clean and so forth. Got a little thermal unit that fits up through the middle here, sticks out in your fire and produces a little bit of power, enough to charge things with a USB. So you open the feet. Now here's your little fan unit and your charging unit, and I guess there's a battery in here and so forth, and this is what it looks like. Just a copper piece here. It's the different angles. You can see the fan inside. So it's got a little squirrel cage fan that blows air out the back there. And then on the front, to turn it on and off, first thing you have to do, it tells you have to charge this up. So it sends you a USB cable so you can hook it to your laptop, USB to USB. So you can open it up here on the bottom. Got a little USB connection right there where you can charge things, but you can also charge your unit initially by plugging that in, plugging it into your laptop, and then that will charge the unit and get it the battery brought up to where it'll run the fan. You need to do that because you kind of need the fan, so you need to make sure the thing's got plenty of power when you start with. Okay, so then to turn it on, you just got a little button here. You probably can't see the fan running, but it's just a little squirrel cage in there. Alright, and then you got an indicator that says low. Well, it'll go to high. I think you just push it again. Maybe you hold it, pat it on high. Well, holding it turns it off. Okay. Well, now it's, I think it has to run a little bit on low, and then if you hit it again, it'll switch to high is the way it works. So I've bumped it up on high a number of times already, just to kind of test it. So the airflow comes in, I guess here at the top, comes down, and then comes through the squirrel cage and out the back. Mainly, they tell you you don't want to get this overly wet. So yeah, if you're out in the rain, the way the overhang, you can kind of see is an overhang on the top here. So if it gets a little bit of water on it, it won't just go right inside and suck up through the fan and blow in water on your fire. Let's try it now. Well, it will go up to high. I've had it up to on high a whole bunch of times already. So anyway, you hold it and then it shuts off. It's real easy actually when you grab this thing is to hit that button with your finger and pop it on. So it just slides up in there. Yep, I think what you got to do is you got to fold that down and have that closed when you first put this on. And then when you open the foot, that holds it on. Okay, and then that's what it looks like inside. Obviously you can see this is brand new. I haven't even done a fire on it. And that would be my next video. We're going to start it up, do a little fire. So that's what it looks like. So once you get your fire going, you get some heat on this thing and it produces a little bit of power which you can charge cell phones or anything USB, which isn't a lot of power, but it's something. So there's your Biolite. Now you've got the cup, which comes with a little bowl inside. The good thing about this is you can take all this apart and you can put it back in this container, which is nice. This is 6 cups. It's marked, or 1.5 liters. I'm going to put it up here. I don't know if you can actually see it, but it's marked right here on the inside. You can probably see that. 6 cups and 1.5. So it's printed on the inside. So when you're looking at it, you can see it on the outside, but you see the reverse. So it's marked 0.2, 1 liter, and 1.5. 2 cups, 4 cups, and 6 cups on the outside, which is backwards. But if you look on the inside, you can see it fine. It's imprinted right into the metal, stamped, I should say. So, and then your handles actually fold up. So, folding handles that fold right up next to the, that have a curve in them, so they fit up nice and tight. On the bottom, you have a little standoff. So when you sit this on top of the Biolite stove, the flames actually come out these holes here. And then you've got a little recess here that holds it in place. So, just trying to make sure you can see that. So there, once you set it there, it helps to hold it onto the stove. Now you've got a little lid that acts like a kettle. They say it's like a kettle. What you do when you first get this is you put a little bit of, we use vegetable oil. It's a silicone seal. You put a little dab of vegetable oil all the way around it. Then when you put this on, it'll pop on, and you can kind of hear it. It makes a nice little sound. If you don't put a little of that oil on it, it almost doesn't want to go on. It makes it real difficult to, and I'm sure it'll probably wear it out faster. So a little bit of oil makes that work. So this top piece, I guess I'll show that. It's like a kettle where you can pour, you can cook, and then you can pour. There's your front part. Then you got a little, almost like a little handle on top, so you can hold that piece from the top. So the other thing they give you is this little piece here, which they say is for pans. Now, looking at this unit, you would think, well, if you had a pan, it would just sit right on the top of here, and I suppose it would. So it's almost an odd thing that they give you this too, but it just clips on there like that. When I was first looking at it, I was trying to figure out, well, how's that work? Because they give you this little bitty instruction book, and it really doesn't show it very well. But the thing is, that's not for this cup, because that cup won't sit on that. Even if you lay it upside down, it won't hold that cup. That cup will only fit on there if that little stand is not there. But if you had a pot or a pan of any size, then that would hold it like that. You should be able to see that good enough. The other part that comes with it is this grill, and you can see it comes with a nice cover. So you pop the cover off, and then that's actually a tray as well, almost like an eating tray. You can use it for that. So here again, this won't work with this little piece. So you pull that off, you squeeze these legs. Here, we'll just kind of do a close-up. You squeeze them right there, and then those pop out. And then they lock into place. So to fold them, you squeeze them and fold them. You see that? Okay. Then this just lays on the top of the stove, and it has a little lip here that keeps it from going down too far. It just helps it to lay on there. Actually, you can see that on the back side right there. And then that helps, just keeps it in place. You got a lid, so once you set it on your stove, here you can see it's just open. That's how you put wood, your wood or whatever you're putting down in there. I've actually got a little bit of walnut shells. I'm going to try some walnut shells. Those usually burn very well. So hopefully you can see that. I think you can see that. If not, I'll adjust the camera. But they tell you, here, let me look. Yeah, you can see that okay. They tell you to put this on here opposite of the battery. So in other words, you could put it around like this, but they don't want the stove on top of the battery because it puts heat, way too much heat over that battery. So you just basically set it on there. So as long as you got something fairly stable, this level to sit this on, that's all it takes. So first we'll go through some little video on getting it started cooking. And by the way, this thing comes apart, so let's go ahead and show that. Just have a little grill that lays down in here, and then a little pan arrangement, and then that's what you've got there. It's all stainless. So you just lay that in there. And of course the flames, when the flames come up the bottom, they come out basically right up through. So they say the hottest part is this top part here, because that's where any of your flames are basically going to come out right here in this top area, closest to the hole where the flame is. So when you lay that in there, you've got about I would say 2 inches between this and the bottom of this hole where the flames are coming out. So all your flames are going to come out right in here. So they say this is the hotter part, and then if you need something to cook a little less, you just lay it over here on the other part. You know, basically it's not very big. You can see how big it is, but it's the idea is for a little camp stove you can carry around. This lightweight, it makes a good clean burning fire. And you can burn all kind of little twigs and stuff in here, enough to survive with. You know, it's a survival kind of thing, a camping thing, but a lot of people buy these for survivalists. You know, the thing is, it doesn't burn a whole lot of wood, so you can just basically take little twigs that you could find. If you could, they say birch and fir. They have about, I think maple's one of them. They have about 4 or 5 different woods that they say are good. I've actually got some walnut shells. So here's what I'm going to start with here. Some oak, I think, and some walnut shells. I've got some a lot of black walnuts. And then to get it started, the way they tell you to get it started is to use something that burns well. So I've got just some little junk there to get that will get it going. So they say to start a very small fire, and of course your pieces are only about you only want 5 6-inch pieces that fit down in your Biolite anyway. So very small step. Start with the lightest that you can get to get it burning, then throw some small sticks in there kind of at angles, some small twigs, and then put your whatever leaves or anything you can get to get it going. And then once it starts, then you can put in some bigger twigs. So that's what I've got here, a little bucket of stuff to experiment with. So let's just kind of show how this would work when you go back together. Put your little bowl back down in there. They say just clean this with soap and water, but you can scrub a little bit with a nylon brush, clean it and that kind of thing. What you don't want to do is get any water down in here. The biggest problem I think with the water is it'll cool it off too fast. That's what they say on the grill. If you put water on it, it cools it off too fast, and it can warp the stainless and cause a problem. So you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just let it cool off on its own. So basically you fold that 1 foot. Okay, that's what holds your fan in place, and then you can pull the fan and it just slips off. So that's that 1 foot there, and you can see it has kind of a little orange piece underneath that holds the bottom. You should be able to see that well. So that's what holds it in place, that little orange foot. So you just fold those feet up, and you slip this inside, and then you slip the whole thing down inside your bucket or your cup or whatever they want to call it, a kettle. Put your top on, and you line that up so that the little copper piece is sticking out of the hole of your kettle. Hopefully you can see that well enough. So there's your little copper phone charger, and then the whole thing just fits in here, and the plastic cup kind of keeps it from rattling and so forth. So that protects your whole unit. And then there's a little bag there that it goes into. I guess I should just grab that. It actually comes with two bags, a bigger one and then the smaller one just for the Biolite unit itself. So the bigger one is for the kettle. So if you get the kettle, they give you both bags anyway. But if you get the whole unit with the kettle and everything, which is really the best way to buy this thing, you're going to use that kettle, and it comes in nice for storage. And then there you go. Just fits inside your pack. I forget what the weight is they said on that. It's maybe 4 pounds or something. I'm not sure. It's not much. It's really pretty light. And then with this, like I say, you've got your little eating tray. So you just snap it back on top and snap the bottom back into place. Then that protects to keep you from bending this piece up. Got your legs folded up, like I said. Now they don't really have a carrying unit for this. Not everybody will want the big tray, but it just depends. If you've already got cooking utensils, that's one thing. If you don't, then this makes a great adder if you don't already have little things you want to carry to cook on top of your stove anyway. So at any rate, that's a don't forget about your stovetop piece. And then basically they give you some fire starters. Give you a little package of fire starters with the unit. So that's it. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up, put some twigs in it and start it, and we'll do a whole nother little video.